happened in the country has to do with the president's, what they tag the president's Christmas rise. Senators, reps, constituency members are clashing, following some report that the president ordered the distribution of palliatives worth millions of naira to members of the National Assembly for onward distribution to their constituencies. Confusion has emerged on what the true situation is. Some reports claim the president gave senators and House of Representatives members funds. The lawmakers and members of their constituencies are singing different tunes at this moment. And the spokesman and chairman House Committee on Information, Akin Rotimi, said the legislators were given palliatives and not money from the president, further deepening the controversy surrounding the matter. He said the palliatives were given to them through the Ministry of Agriculture. Well, Otekon, you've come across this story, but we don't know if the lawmakers have received, they've not received, or they've been briefed, they've not been briefed, or they don't even know about this situation.
I have spoken with a few Federal House members who have confirmed that they have not received the palliative. Some said they are about tracking theirs to come. You see, why we have this mixed reaction is because we are the constituencies. The constituents are treated, they are treated as people who do not deserve information. If the presidency did not make this public, perhaps nobody would have known. Perhaps I use the word perhaps because I still raise doubt as to why the senators from Akwa Ibom State, as to why the 10 Federal House members have not come back to hold constituency meeting to tell their constituents that this is what we are expecting. If we did not get this, this from the presidency, perhaps nobody would have known. I think during the festive, the Yuletide season, we saw some Federal House members, some senators distributing rice, and nobody knows if this rice is from the president or whether it is their own, contribution to, to ease the harsh economic that we are having in the state. So it is the duty of the National Assembly members from Akwa Ibom State to come back home to brief their constituents. I'm happy that this issue is now topical, and we intend to track this particular palliative that has been issued for the sake of the constituencies that are involved. We have 10 federal constituencies, we have 3 senatorial districts. What we have is that the report we have, which has not been debunked, is that the presidency or the president has directed that palliative worth 100 million naira be given to the federal house, to the federal house, and then 200 million to the senators. Up till now, we have not heard from any of our federal house members. We've not heard from any of our 3 senators where is our own rice or palliative, because it is not only rice. It said items worth 100 million for the federal house, items worth 200 million for the senators. Up till today, as we speak, I have not been briefed by my own federal house member. Neither has the senator briefed me or briefed the constituency as to these particular items. Now that it has come to the public now, we are now demanding that they should come and brief us, let us know where these items are.
Mr. Frank Mays, he has to come from the presidential aid. And that has to be, he posted it on his social media handle. And that is what brought about this conversation. He posted it. Otherwise, maybe we wouldn't have heard of this development. And it goes back to when we all remember when ICPC was investigating some House members concerning those items given to their constituents in order to ameliorate the suffering and alleviate poverty in the country. And we heard stories of how some House members will stock these tricycles in something like a warehouse. They keep all of those things that are supposed to better the lot of their constituents. And it goes a lot. I don't know how you would want to address this situation. How best can we tackle? These are people they came together and elected us. They go to the National Assembly and give us an effective representation. And when situations like this come, one is lost for words.
Let me just say, it is not only the aid of the president that made it public. A federal House member in Edo State also made it public that he has received, that the presidency has given The word that they kept using is that it has been released. It has been released. And the report I read shows that some Federal House members in the North claim to have received it. Some claim that they have, while the constituents claim not to have seen, the Federal House members claim to have received. So where are we? In Akwa Ibom State, nobody is talking to anybody. Nobody is even coming home to tell us, have you received this palliative worth 100 million naira? Have you received this palliative worth 200 million naira? Where are they kept? Or if you are not receiving it, what effort are you doing to receive it? And if you have received it, when are you going to distribute it? People are in their need of these items, and the president, out of his large-heartedness, has been kind to release these items, to order that this item be released under the Ministry of Agriculture. Up to today, as we speak, I have not read any report in Akwa Ibom that any of the 10 Federal House members have briefed the constituents that we have received any gift, or we even have any clue, or there is anything of such thing coming. If not that this thing came to the public through the presidential aid, nobody would have heard. And this is very bad. We cannot allow this to happen in 2024. The Federal House members from Akwa Ibom State, the three senators, should be up to date, and they should also update us with what is happening. Otherwise, we will be holding them, dragging them in the public, and this will not be fair to their image and to their integrity. Where lies the issue of accountability? You have been given, or you have been assured that this is what is entitled to you. Others have received theirs in other states. Where is your own? Have you received it? Have you not received it? What are you doing towards getting them? The last time I spoke with a federal house member whose name I will not mention here, he told me he was on his way to track those items, his own, for that of his constituent. He was on his way to track them. So it means that he's making effort. But the other constituencies, where are they? Which effort are they making? And where are these items? Or will they be stored somewhere, like you have said, and then be used as a campaign, items? Or will they be kept and then be sold out? What is really happening? Why must it be kept till today? Nobody has heard. Christmas has passed, New Year has passed. We are still talking about what the president act that should be given to us in December. Something is wrong. In some states, I think I read a report where some states have even shed theirs in the north. But here in Akwa Ibom, I have not seen. I am yet to be corrected. When you open your phone line, let anybody call from any of the 10 fair constituencies that they have received, or they have been briefed by their Federal House members that they have received this, or they have any clue that any of these items have been released.
Well, it was quite shocking when the presidential aide did post that, and I saw that on his social media handle when that was posted, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe the senators and the those in the green chambers have not been properly briefed. But let's also look at when you talk about representation, effective representation. Before it used to be that it's a PDP state against an APC federal government, or it's a APC state against a PDP federal government, and some persons are trying to maybe not let the people know that the APC is really trying hard for the people of Akwa Ibom, despite it being governed by a PDP member. But in this case, we've seen the governor. He's having a good working relationship with the federal government. He's paid a visit to the president, also asked for them to look into the deep seaports issue and other issues concerning Akwa Ibom people. So what could possibly be the situation? What could possibly be the problem when we hear of intervention to help the masses? In the north, it's a different case. But if you come down to the south, it's a different case entirely, and it's not a good one to talk about. What do you think is the problem in the south?
I just think
the south and its leaders.
I just think the problem has to do with the citizens.
Is it?
Yeah, we are too. Do I use the word docile? Do I use the word not?
It's not just intervention.
Not vigilant.
Registration for instance, the NIN. We hear of registration for NIN, loan, grant, whatever it is that is given. You hear that people from that way get first-hand information, and they also get ease on how to go about it. But in this case, it's completely different.
That is why I'm saying that I will put the blame partly on the electorate, that they are not holding their leaders accountable. They are not demanding for accountability is the problem that we are having in the South. I saw a trending video sometime last year where a senator or a federal house member was being chased in the north. He came to distribute rice, and he was in a hillock. They threw the rice on him. They were stoning him, bullying him, and he ran away. That was before before the pool. He said he came because he needed to go for either a second term or a third term. So he now came to share the rice, and then that he wasn't coming back to give briefings. He only came because the pool was just approaching. So here in the South, how many states have you heard where the citizens come up to demand accountability from their electorate, from the council level to the House of Assembly to the federal level? Nobody. Everybody just believes that they have to go to the house of a federal house member, a senator, to sit from morning till night to get peanuts. Nobody cares to ask what is happening at the federal level. Like you mentioned now, that is why I must commend the member representing Isoko Federal Constituency in Edo State for coming out to make this viral, to say that he has received, and that has caused a kind of ripple reaction amongst his colleagues. That why should you go and say you have received? So what are we trying to say? We are saying that the electorate should also be able to demand accountability from their leaders. It doesn't only end in going to cast your vote and you go home and you sleep, and after 4 years you are called again, you come back, you cast your vote and you go home. After you vote, what next? What follows is accountability. What follows is holding your leaders continuously holding them accountable. Don't even be asking for peanuts. What they are there to do is to represent. That is why we must commend those ones who are performing in our Kwebo State. They are the ones who are performing, who are doing well. The days I will come here to name those who are doing well, and I will shame the ones that are not doing well, because they are there to represent the people who voted them in, not to represent themselves. How could the president, out of his large heart, release palliative worth 100 million naira to the federal house members, each of them, and not up to today? Nobody has been briefed. And the senators got 200 million naira worth of palliative up to today. Nobody has been briefed. What is happening? And all we are just saying they are just too new in the system. We should give them time to perform when things are happening. So I think with time, with days coming, we'll be here to name the ones that are performing and shame the ones that are not doing well, so that they will now sit up. Our the aim is to make them sit up. I know that they are listening to me, and they will call in and they will send their sponsors. They will spend their PAs, their aides, their supporters to call and say all manner of things. But the truth is that we are not being vigilant. That is why we are treated this way. Go to the north. The difference is the ball game. Go to the west. They are vigilant. They are watching. And the worst of it all again, or to worsen matter rather, Akwa Ibom State is a PDP state, and you have a federal government of APC. So you could see that whatever is released by the federal government, which is the APC federal government, might most likely not be made public, most likely now, by the people who are there, because they are all of the PDP party. So sometimes it could be done because they want to lower the performance of the president who is not in their party. And if this is the case, then it is a complete no. We have passed politics. We are discussing governance. Whatever is due to your constituents, go and give the constituents and tell them the source, that this is from the president, the one that you are doing from your own pocket. Say make sure that this is your own from your own pocket, so that we will now know what the president is giving to Akwa Ibom through the federal house members, and what you are doing as a person to your own constituents that voted you, because you will soon need a second term, a third term, or a fourth term, as the case may be.
All right, feel free to join us. The WhatsApp is always open for you to drop a comment. The number is 0906 0308705. That is 0906 0308705. We have a take on Franklin Isang, the Director, Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network. Right there, we're looking at the issue of governance both at the national and state level. Well, drop a comment, and when we return from the commercial break, we get to discuss group urges Governor Moino to tour